quite relaxing. 8:25 is the departure time. I can't see the screens here, which is a bit of a hassle. So if they change the departure gate on me, I'm stuffed. I'll have to ask someone. But I don't know if my eyesight's getting worse or that just the screens are smaller. But I have to get some assistance outside. The other thing is too that the 109 bus, where it stops, is not exactly. It's not departures for the domestic. I'm not sure what it is, but you have to walk around about. It's about a 5-minute walk from there to this building for departures. So I'm not sure what the idea is there. Maybe they're just restricted where they can park. But yeah, so it's anyway. I'm in here now, and if they're on time, it'll be good. But we'll see. And then I've got to get a bus to Nha Trang, so that'll be interesting too. But I'm feeling okay. I've got enough sleep for sure. I've got that 5 hours I require, so I'm definitely not sleep deprived like I was when I arrived in Saigon a week ago. I was absolutely stuffed. As a matter, it took 2 days to recover. Quite amazing. But it's okay today. I'm feeling fine. And it feels really hot too today. Maybe the humidity's higher or something. It's just I think my tolerance to heat may be less and less, and maybe because I've been living in Cairns, maybe it's just worn me down. I'm not sure. Well, that was an interesting flight. About 8 people left the plane just as we were about to take off, which delayed things because I had to do another check on baggage. It was a bit of a hassle. I don't recall seeing that. It was quite a few passengers just all left en masse, and so we got here a little late, I presume. I haven't looked at the clock yet at the mobile to see what the extra time is. But yeah, just waiting for my luggage, and then get a ticket into Nha Trang because this is 35 k's away from Nha Trang. Just a regional airport, a lot more low key than Saigon. It took very little time for the bus. We had to get a shuttle bus from the plane to the terminal, and that was much faster than in Saigon. That was quite a long bus trip, but here was nothing. So, like I said, there's no action here on the conveyor belt. It's starting to move now, so maybe we will see some luggage come out. Now I can go and hunt down these bus tickets. I think I'm fairly close to where my hotel is, a couple of blocks up that way. I'm going to use GPS to locate it. There may be a closer bus stop, but the guy, I asked him, he just wouldn't communicate with me. I mean, I guess it's a clash of culture thing, but yeah, a bit frustrating because there might be a closer bus stop, but I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to go on the GPS. I know I'm going in the right direction. It may take me another 10-20 minutes to get to the hotel, but what the heck. At least I'm in Nha Trang proper. I was actually tracking it pretty well from the airport all the way using GPS, which is quite handy to have, I've got to say. But anyway, I've just got to walk along the main strip, along the beach strip, and eventually I'll get to venue. So that's the plan. So we'll see how we go. This is the view from the exercise room on the 17th floor venue hotel. It's not bad. Bad at all. That's a beautiful breeze too. It's quite a hot day, so. Yeah, the place is a little shabby, but it's actually quite nice up here. I think it's quite, you've got this little spot there where you can just look out at the ocean, maybe have a coffee or two. There's a dining area downstairs. Whether or not it's still being used, I don't know. And this is the swimming pool area, which is, again, fairly basic. Looks like it's probably a little run down. Needs a bit of TLC, but it's pretty small too. So, you know, this is a 19-storey place, so you'd think that it'd be a bit bigger than that, but I guess it's cost cutting. Well, I'm trying out this place. As you can see there on the board, that this one's been recommended. It's fairly high. I think it's got a 4.7 on Google, so which is pretty good. And the one I didn't have Farbo, but the one I'm having is only 65,000, which is substantially less than I'll be paying in Saigon. But again, I don't know how many vegetables come with it. There may not be any, in which case it's maybe not so great. Well, there'll be some, but they're probably sparing. So that's going to be the test. That's going to be the proof of the pudding. Yeah, I'm also pretty impressed with the place I'm staying at, in that the staff seem to be very proactive. They actually contacted a couple of transport providers for the rail and buses to see whether they can find me what the options are when in a week's time when I want to go back to Saigon. So yeah, no, they're very helpful. They seem to be right onto it, and so far, yeah, give them you know, real thumbs up as far as their customer service is concerned. I mean, the whole hotel's a bit old, it's a bit shabby, it's been a bit jaded, but it's quite comfortable. It's got everything you need. It's just that it's seen better days and does probably need a refurbishment. But at the moment, you get it at quite a reasonable price because it does need that. So I'm not complaining. Today, I mean, the heat must be chasing you, because apparently in Nha Trang it felt the equivalent of 40 degrees earlier today. Extremely high humidity compared to Saigon, more like what you'd find in Cairns. It doesn't feel that bad now. I think it's dropped off substantially, but it's been an extremely hot day. And apparently all of southern Vietnam is in the middle of a prolonged heat wave, so I just can't take a trick getting away from the heat. You either cop it in Cairns or you come to the Northern Hemisphere, cop it up here as well, so it's pretty tough. But I'm still happier, much happier here than I was in Saigon. At least my room has got natural light rather than just diffuse light, so I can actually got a view. It's not a great view, but it's better than nothing. And much more, yeah, it's got a proper level desk. You know, I don't have to keep looking down to use my computer. Hell of a lot better than what I had. So yeah, it's a definite upgrade. Now the question is, how quiet will it be? Because I've already heard some noises out the door. So the other guests, I don't think that many people live on each level. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's good. Come on. Yeah, it looks like I might be a bit pessimistic about that. Wondering whether the greens going to show up. That's a reasonable amount of greens and lots of condiments as well. So no complaints. Let's see how we go. Looking good. Well, that was a total nightmare with Grab. First off, I couldn't locate where the station was, so I don't know what happened there. And then I finally got onto the station, got a price, and I waited and I waited and I waited. The guy rang me, couldn't find me, even though I put the address of the hotel in as my home address. So it really pisses me off. So now they've charged me $3,000 because I was of waiting time, because the guy had to wait. God knows where he was waiting, because it wasn't where I was. This has never happened to me before. Well, not like this anyway. Just hopeless. So I'm going to try to walk to the railway station. It's a long way. Oh, I'm just pissed off. I don't know what I'm going to... And how they work that $3,000 now is the problem. They might just freeze the account. So I'm basically stuffed. At least if I had the credit card, they could take it off that, but there's no credit. I can't put the credit card on it. So I'm just totally rooted, basically. I can't use Grab, I'd say. I think because of that 3,000 charge, I won't be able to use the service now. It's insane. It's a ridiculous system. And it was not my fault. I've done nothing wrong. It just pisses me off. You're looking at a 25,000 dong iced coffee that I ordered around the corner. They're charging the same price as in the alleyway here. I'm sure I could find cheaper, because in Saigon, even in District 7, you get between 10 and 20,000 on my last trip. And at my favourite banh mi place, it was 20,000. So it's a bit rich, and it's also not even big. It's actually quite a small container. So not a good... not good value. The banh mi I got was from banh mi number 1. I think there's an Aussie connection there. They wouldn't clarify, but they had an Aussie flag there. That's 30,000, so that's okay. We'll see what that's like. I was in pretty desperate situation earlier today because I couldn't get Grab to work, and I was charged 3,000. I was wondering how in the hell am I supposed to pay back that 3,000, because in the past the only way you could do that was via a credit card, which I can't use. But they've obviously had a few complaints about it, and now what they do is they add it to the bill of the next driver you call. So I got a driver, a Grab driver, from the airport, the train station is what I'm trying to say, to back to where I was, at least to where banh mi number 1 was, because I wanted to try them. So I thought I might as well have a direct trip there. And the guy turned up in virtually no time. And the other thing is they just added 3,000 cancellation charge that the first driver had charged me, the charmer, to this guy's fee, which was 17,000. So I just handed him 20,000, and now we're sweet. I can still use the service, and that's the most important thing, because it really sucks if they don't allow people who don't have credit cards to basically use it because of some stupid fine, which isn't necessarily fair anyway, because I had the correct address there. The guy just couldn't find it. So it's really weighed towards the drivers. It's not fair. But anyway, it worked out well. And not only that, the lady behind the ticket counter could speak pretty good English, and I got an early train, an 8:30 train to Saigon, which is what I want. So that's great. Right. I finally got this selfie thing worked out. All I've got to do is push that button once, and it appears to be obeying my commands every several times. I'm using the little stand that comes with the camera, so it works as a tripod on the bottom of it. So that looks pretty good. I don't know if actually it's joined up correctly. No, it doesn't appear to be. But the image is all right. It's not super important because it's just a matter of if it's going to get juice from the extension, because that gives you about 35% more battery. So I'm just having, it's about 3 o'clock, I'm having a couple of coldies. It's 20 past 3. Went down to the local mart. Of course, there's no Circle K's, there's no 7-Elevens, there's none of the named brands. They're all got different names up here, and I don't know what's going on there. It appears as if the national brands are banned. But I went into this place, and it's much bigger than a normal 7-Eleven, for instance, probably at least twice as big, maybe even more. And it was absolutely full of what I assume were Chinese tourists. It was flooded with them. Normally it's quiet there, you know, just walk in and no problem. But, well, when I say normally, I mean, I've only been there once, and it was yesterday, was the first time. And I've been there twice, I think. So I'm hardly an expert, but this area would get flooded with busloads of tourists from time to time, I guess. So, and the thing is, my understanding is that this particular beer is 12,000 dong, which is incredibly cheap. What would that be, about 80 cents? But the girl today who insisted they were 15, I don't think that's right, because I'm sure that I was charged different for this compared to the other one I bought yesterday. It's different prices. She didn't know what she was talking about. Of course, they just get girls, probably schoolgirls, to do the job there, so they've got no idea what's going on. But yeah, I mean, it's still cheap as it was less than $1 a can, so it's not like it's expensive. And I just wanted to calm. I find actually a bit of alcohol helps settle my digestive system, which has been kicking in a bit today. And that's why I've got that fan on in the background just to dry out some underwear. So, yeah, but I mean, it's been a good day overall because I was at early on. I thought I'd basically screwed up my Grab account, and that's devastating to me because I'll be using it all the time. But all it was is the guy just, well, it might have been that they gave the wrong address out, but I'd given my home address as here. I don't see how it could have got wrong, but I think it's registered somewhere else, and he's waiting somewhere else. So I was penalised 3,000 dong because he was waiting around and there was no fare. And it wasn't my fault, and it may not have been anybody's fault except for the bloody system. And of course they'll still take the money out of me though. So I had to pay the next guy extra $3,000 on top of his normal fare, which wasn't bad. It was 20 grand all up to get back from the railway station. I mean, it's chicken feed. It's a little more than $1. Big deal. But still annoys you when the system works like that. It has happened to me before where they've hit me with the $3,000 fine for that reason. And it's just assumed that you're at fault. Well, that's not necessarily the case. It's two other culprits: the driver and the system, the software. So anyway, it's sorted out now. I can basically use it. They've amended it so you can still use it, and that's a smart move because there would have been a lot of people who didn't have access to. So I can't use my credit card on it because it's using my phone number in Australia as a verification number. Well, that's useless. I'd have to get roaming, which would require me having $200 deposit with Moose, and then they charge me $15 for 24 hours. It's not cheap. So look, the cash seems to be working fine at this stage. I had a pretty bad last Saturday night with the booze, and I learnt my lesson. A bit battered and bruised because of it, and even my ribs hurt a bit when I'm sleeping. So yeah, I've learnt my lesson. I think I'll have to pull my head in a bit there. I made the cardinal sin. I went to number 5 bar and then went to the bars after that. And then we already tanked. Last thing you want to do is go to another bar. I'm not sure why I didn't take a Grab bike back. Maybe they wouldn't take me. I can't remember. It was I was too far gone. But I walked home and I caused myself a few minor injuries because of that. So, and lost some Aussie dollars. Not much, thank God. So yeah, it was a bit embarrassing last Saturday. So I think I'm going to have to act more like a 68-year-old, a bit more responsibly, and hopefully that won't occur again. But today I'm feeling good because I've got my ticket to Saigon, 8:30 railway ticket, and that's earlier than I was expecting. I thought it might be like 10 or 11 o'clock. So it's supposedly getting in at 4:30, but the people downstairs at reception here tend to think they always take 10 hours, the trips with the bus or the train. I don't know if that's true or not, but it'll be more comfortable on the train anyway. So, and price-wise, it's about the same as a VIP ticket on the bus. So, I think it's a smarter move to take the train. I like the old Saigon. It's a good drop. I couldn't work out what the alcohol content is. It must be written down here somewhere, but I can't find it. But it'd be between 4 and 5%, I would think. It's a bit sweeter than the other brew I had, so. But it's quite nice. I think Vietnamese beer is fine. But so I'm a bit more relaxed today. I had my first bang mi here, and that was from bang mi number 1. It cost me 30,000. It was a mixture. It had meat in it and a variety of meats, and my digestive system did react a bit to the. There was obviously a bit of chili sauce in there as well because I got a reaction. So, but I'm feeling a bit better now, and I'm thinking I'll go to Cheers, which is a pub here, a sports bar, because a few blocks down the road. and check that out tonight. But I might go back to the same restaurant I went to last night too and try to get some greens, because they've got a fairly extensive menu. They're not just a pho place, they make a lot of different Vietnamese meals, so I might check them out because they're very reasonably priced for the pho. The greens weren't that cheap compared to what I'm used to, but then again I'm out of date because all my prices are at least 18 months out of date, and as we all know, there's been a bit of inflation internationally since then. Anyway, we'll keep going. The next thing I've got to do is try to get someone to repair my shorts. The guy downstairs at reception, he put a pointer on one. I asked him for the name of the place that he recommended, which was quite a distance from here. He didn't write it down. He just put a marker on the map, and I just went down to the shops. I come back, turn it on, and there's no sign of the marker, so I've got no idea what he was recommending. So, but I think I'll be able to just get one of the places that do the washing locally to do a basic repair like that. So, because one of them's just sewing a button onto my shorts. The other one's a bit more involved because I need a new zipper. Well, I think I need a new zipper. They might be able to work out a way of making the old zipper work. But I'll explore that tomorrow morning before I have breakfast. So that's basically my update here. It's good to use a tripod, so it's a nice steady picture for a change. And I'm assuming that the sound's okay because this camera seems to have pretty good sound. But yeah, I finally got over that selfie thing. It's been driving me nuts not being able to do the 180 degree change from looking in front of me as opposed to looking in my mug. So now, unfortunately, you might have to put up with more shots of yours truly. So I apologise for that. Yeah, just walked down this lane past a couple. One I think was a sexy beast wannabe, had his gut hanging out, impressing his lady. It takes all kinds, I guess. I'm going to try to head to Cheers now. Okay, I tried doing the old selfie thing and now it doesn't work again. Oh my god. Maybe I have to turn the thing off. Yeah, I switched the camera off and it worked perfectly well. So there you go. It's a work in progress, this camera, I'll tell you. It's a little after 4 o'clock. Going to check out Cheers, and then there's another bar that I might look at, which is called Kilkenny, which is sort of like a clever name, I guess, play on words. So I'll check them out and see what we come up with. We've had a couple of Saigons, so partially primed, but not too bad, and time to hit the beach. It's time to hit the beach, but I've got to go hit the bar before the beach. But I will hit the beach tomorrow, actually. Because this time I actually got a bit of beach action. Yeah, the last time I was in the train, I noticed there's quite a Russian presence, but I don't see it so much this time. It seems like it's more... If any other ethnic group, I mean, I think I've heard a little bit of Russia, but not much. I think mainly Chinese. Like today, there was always Chinese. I assume they were Chinese anyway in the local mart. So, but English seems to have re-established itself as a language. I haven't seen a lot of stuff in Russian. But then again, I'm not the most observant person, so don't quote me on that one. But it appears as if Westerners on the Anglosphere seem to have re-established a bit of a presence here, as well as our Mandarin friends from mainland China, which is funny because the place appears to be crumbling economically, so I don't know where they're getting the dosh to go on holidays, but anyway. I'll probably say the same thing about us soon, so don't want to be too cocky. Yeah, well, I found Cheers and I almost walked straight past it because it doesn't look like a normal bar. You can see it's sort of like a shop front that's been converted into a bar. But I'll say one thing for it, the prices are excellent. That's a Saigon red, and that's 25. So I guess you'd pay, you know, maybe 12 to 15 in a convenience store for the same thing. So the other thing is it's bloody cold, so they know how to serve a decent beer here. But I almost walked straight past it. I just didn't. That doesn't look like any bar I've ever seen because it's got a step up, which you don't normally have in a bar. So, but who cares? It's got cheap drinks. Not particularly interested in the food because it's mainly Western food. So I'd go for a Vietnamese restaurant anyway. Yeah, it's quite incredible, this pub. They've Cheers and Nha Trang. They've got a number of steps you have to go down to get out of the place. I mean, that's a legal nightmare, one would think. The next one I'm going to check out is Kilkenny. So that'll be an Irish bar. Kilkenny, I think, is on the other side of the road over there, but it's just round the corner here. So we'll see how we go. Now I might get a feed after that. Yeah, this is actually a bar run by Russian guys, and it's. I thought it was actually a play on words of Kilkenny with the Irish stout, but it's actually a South Park reference. So there you go. So it's just when you expected it to be something different, well, there you. So nothing like that. It's just a little street bar, and it's a homage, I guess, to South Park, which is okay by my standards because I like South Park compared to The Simpsons. I thought The Simpsons was lame, and South Park's more edgy, and I like that. So I go to a pub called Kilkenny, thinking it's an Irish pub in Nha Trang, and I end up finding out it's run by Russians. And there you go. That's just wacky world we live in. I mean, there's plenty of Russians here, I know that. He's an interesting guy. He's a South Park fan from St. Petersburg. And he set up a bar in Nha Trang. He's been here about 8 years, I think he said. So, not what I expected, to be honest with you. But that's the joy of travel, isn't it? All these unusual experiences. I'm not sure this is the road I need to go down. I better check this, because this is not looking busy enough. Okay, I'm at the same place I was at last night and just checking out. I'm going to have an omelette and greens, and they're on the menu there. And it's a healthy sort of combination, and I'm really looking forward to that. But probably not the cheapest that you could have. It's going to be about 110,000, which is probably a little high, but you know, what the hell. It's okay. I'll live with it. You have to accept you pay a little bit more at a tourist town, but it's not much more. Still pretty reasonable. So hopefully it'll be as good as the food I had yesterday. Well, that's a huge plate of greens. That's basically spinach, the water spinach, and over there we've got the omelette and a bang mi to have it with. So no shortage of food here tonight. Yeah, I thought I'd give you an idea of what it's like around here. Very picturesque. Look at the background there, it's very nice with all the hills. A lot of traffic. Jesus, I tell you, this is a busy city these days. It's become much busier than when I was here probably 15 years ago. Anyway, I was just going to give you a go and walk down this way rather than the down the main street. Probably a much faster walk because I won't have as many obstacles. I tried to use Saigon as the pickup point, and it just doesn't seem to register. It finds it on the list called Saigon, then it goes to some other place. I think it's the same crap I had the other day. Well, actually it was yesterday, when it just doesn't seem to register with certain addresses. I never had that hassle in Saigon. Maybe it's a regional thing, I don't know. Certainly getting the grab from the railway station was easy. It may have to be a prominent place for it to work. I don't know. It's just a pain in the backside. Should be working better than that. But as you can see, it's very attractive down here. Pity about all the traffic. It's just, this is only about 9 o'clock in the morning. I suppose it's like a peak hour. So that probably explains it. Still, this is a lot faster way of getting down than doing it via the main road to the right there. So I think it should be a much easier way of getting to my place and back. Like I say, I haven't come across one person walking down the street here. They're all over there. Oh, feel a bit warm after that. And my far boat. What was weird was I had the exact money for the far boat, which is 65,000. I gave it to the cashier, and she's sort of waiting around for a few minutes for something or rather. Confirm with the waitress that that's what I ordered. I don't know, but yeah, they can be quite bureaucratic at times. So anyway, but the amount of work it takes just to get a selfie shot in with this camera. Once I changed the settings, it should have just done on the first time I touched the screen, but no, it took over a dozen times manipulating it just so I can get my mug on screen. I know I'm not the most photogenic person on earth, but I don't need to be critiqued by Osmo technicians. Anyway, so that was a nice far bow again. Another one, 65,000, which is very reasonable. It's smaller than what I'd get at Pho Vietnam in District 7, but the greens are quite reasonable, and so it's a healthy meal, and that's important to me. And I don't need a huge meal anyway. As you get older, your appetite drops quite a bit. So I also discovered that one of the stores in my alleyway, the one I got the cafe sewer from, which was 20,000, which is the right price, and there was nothing wrong with it, by the way. They also sell the water spinach for only 25,000, which is just incredibly cheap. That's the same as I paid for a Saigon Red yesterday at Cheers, and that's a good price. So there are bargains to be had round here. You don't have to get ripped off just because it's a tourist place. There are some decent places, and of course there's always got to be places for locals anyway. The corner store, the Saigon Mart, which is very good for beer and what have you. Unfortunately, the price of their fruit juice is not so good. So I'd have to go to the Co-op Mart, I think, which I might do at some stage, but it's a fair distance from here. So it'll be a grab bike expedition, and I've still got to work out where to actually hail the bike from so that I know that it'll pick it up. It's a bit of a worry, actually. I don't know if it's just a Nha Trang thing or whatever. It never happened like this in Saigon, so I just don't know. But it's very pleasant walking up this way, and you can see all the umbrellas are out there on the beach. Well, hopefully that's in frame, I'm just guessing. The main thing is you don't have to, the actual pavement here is not obscured by cars or bikes. That's the big advantage, and very few pedestrians. So It's a much, I'd say speed-wise, probably similar, longer distance, but probably get back there about the same time with less stress. Nothing to, you're not competing against all these people. And a mask. I probably should go inside and see what they got fruit juice-wise. They might have. Let's have a look. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.